One thing that was really for me amazing last night, when we met, you asked me which is the first sin.
Yeah, exactly.
And the response was, wow. Can you tell it which is the... Kroz naše školovanje i kasnije kroz odrastanje, oduvijek smo bili okruženi učenjima o raznim religijama i kulturama. Učenjima o njihovom značaju i uticaju koji imaju na svijet te posebnosti koja ih odlikuje. Učili su nas i o njihovim sličnostima, ali i razlikama, sve sa ciljem da pokušamo bolje da ih razumijemo. Ali, koliko ih mi zapravo razumijemo? Kroz više od 90 zemalja koje sam obišao do sada, ako biste me pitali u kojim zemljama žive najsrdačniji ljudi koje sam upoznao, jedan od odgovora bi bez dileme bio u islamski. A opet, njihova religija se ponekad povezuje sa određenim negativnim konotacijama, a stvari idu do te mjere da su pojedini ljudi u svijetu na osnovu onoga što su pročitali ili vidjeli u medijima počeli da smatraju islam agresivnim. Stoga ljudi, u ovom videu htio bih da uradimo određenu demistifikaciju svega onog negativnog vezano za ovu vjeru i razbijemo neke predrasude koje postoje o islamu, a tu će nam pomoći moj prijatelj Muhamed kojeg sam upoznao u Saudijskoj Arabiji, jedna od najfascinantnijih osoba koju sam generalno upoznao u posljednje vrijeme. Man, I met you last night and the story that you shared about Islam was maybe the most fascinating I heard in the recent years. And I want to share it to the people watching us, to maybe start from the basics, to explain the basic rules of Islam and what do they mean for people not knowing much about that.
Okay, in the beginning I would like to introduce myself. Muhammad Muhammad. I'm a regular person, engineer and a tour guide. So I'm not a religious person or someone who works in that side. I'm like any other person who wants to learn to understand what he's doing in his life and what he's practicing. So about Islam, the thing that most of people come here, they think Islam only here in, for example, in Saudi or in Mecca or Medina. The issue, it's not related to only these two places. Maybe it started from here, but actually the majority of Muslims doesn't live here in this part of the world. So, what would you like to know more about?
Muhamedu sam na ovo pitanje odgovorio da većina ljudi na svijetu koji nisu islamske vjeroispovijesti zna za Allaha, Muhameda, Kuran i post, odnosno neke osnovne stvari ove religije. Ali ne razumiju suštinu i logiku svega, a mislim da je to nekako najbitnije. Ja sam također prije razgovora sa Muhamedom znao samo neke osnovne stvari. Da računanje islamske nove godine počinje od datuma prelaska proroka Muhameda iz Mekke u Medinu i da je on začetnik ove vjere. Ipak, do razgovora sa njim nisam znao da muslimani također vjeruju i u ostale proroke poput Isusa ili Noe, što je bilo zaista fascinantno čuti.
People who come here, they think might Muslim pray to the Prophet Muhammad. They think he's who created this religion, who is the one who created these Islamic laws or created this religion. Actually, to understand most of the behaviors or practices of Muslims, you have to understand the roots about Islam. It's actually when you have to be Muslim, you have to believe in there is God. He is the only God, which is Allah, and there is no other God. Then you have to believe in the Prophet Muhammad. He's the last messenger. The last messenger, which means there is other previous prophets that you have to believe in them. Like you have to believe in Adam, Noah, Abraham, Jacob, Moses, Jesus, and in their holy books. So you can never be a Muslim if you don't believe in all these books, in all these messengers.
And what are the things that make a good Muslim today? What are the rules they should follow?
The things that we said that to be Muslim, so you have to have the faith that in Allah, you have to faith in the Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger, and you have to believe in the angels and the jinn as well, and the afterlife. So if you believed in all of that, so this you have the basic of the Islamic faith.
Okay.
Then you have the practicing the 5 things as a Muslim. The practical things to Shahada, to witness that there is only one God and the Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet from Allah and the last messenger, and praying and fasting and zakah and hajj. People forget the necessities things that has the highest priority as a Muslim and in Islam, which is you have to save your soul. You are the most holy creation created by Allah, the most holy.
You don't drink beer, that's why you don't eat pork, because it's bad for the health.
Yeah, exactly. Drinking alcohol harm your body, harm the community in general. There is statistics around the world, not from here. Eating pork, they don't eat like healthy food like the grass, like the cows and the lambs, the horses. They eat anything, so they might catch worms or any disease that might to be delivered to you.
So the basic reason you don't eat pork is because of the health of the human body.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. One thing that doesn't make sense, and I want to actually maybe show it to the people, is that many people around the world, when they hear Islam, they hear the bad things. They don't see the pure love, they don't see the good things, they don't see the logic. But who actually created the bad things? Where did it come from?
In Islam, as we said, your soul is holy. So if you break this rule, how you can be a Muslim? If you harm someone, if you harm yourself, if you harm the others, it's totally prohibited and out of the laws of the Islam. So you cannot say you're Muslim and you're hurting the others. I'm not saying even killing. So how about killing? This is about Islam. There is nothing telling you to harm the others. So what are pushing these people to harm others? You're saying they have like Islamic behavior or something. This is normally because the regular person will never harm any other person unless he gets, for example, some money, or there is politicians' reasons or whatever, any other reasons. But from the religion itself, there is nothing encourage you to do that at all. Actually, there is punishment, there is warning. If you did that, you're gonna go to hell if you kill someone, even non-Muslim.
Vjerovatno ste, ako ste gledali moja videa iz Pakistana, mogli primijetiti koliko je u suštini pogrešan dojam o ovoj zemlji. Tu sam sreo neke od najsrdačnijih i najtoplijih ljudi ikada, bio ugošćen kao nikada prije i još jednom se uvjerio koliko je uticaj medija nekada pogrešan i lažan. Ne vjerujte svemu što pročitate, jer zemlju čine njeni ljudi, a ne nekoliko pojedinaca. If we touch Quran, if you, let's say, read Quran, what is the most important thing you can get from it? What is the one thing you get from that?
The first word in Quran that came to the Prophet Muhammad was an order to him. So any order to the Prophet, which means we have to follow that order. So it was not the order for people only, it's for even for the prophets or messengers, which is, it was Iqra, which means read. It was like a strict order that the first word in Quran was read. Can you imagine that? You have to read, you have to check the sources. Don't just give your mind, give your thoughts to the others to give you or insert the thoughts to your head. So read to learn, read to have knowledge, read to anything. Read, check yourself. So you have to be motivated to learn. Don't you think about how you created as a human? Allah is questioning people. Don't you think? Why don't you think? Why don't you think in the sky? Why don't you think in the animals? Why don't you think in anything in this life? So Allah is motivating us to think deeply, to meditate and the reasons to why you are eating that, why are you doing that, why are you having this behavior, why anything. Question yourself why always. What is the reason of doing that?
You would like to share, or maybe people can actually learn from Islam?
As you talked about having a rush life, this is actually, if you notice that praying and pilgrimage and the other worship in Islam, it's solving the issue, the current issue now. It's called the self-burning. Right now, people are struggling with self-burning. It's sometimes encourage them or push them to their limits. A lot of them they commit suicide. You can notice that in the Islamic countries because they have this break during this their days, 5 times a day. During Ramadan, they fast from food. So they have to break the routine, to slow down, to give their bodies and give their minds break to relief. But for example, even in Islam, helping the travelers or the animals, or like, you know, if you are helping, for example, orphans or widow, comparing to someone who's praying all his day, the person who is sponsoring these people, the poor people or the orphans or widows, he's better than the who's only praying because he's only focusing on his self.
You touched one topic yesterday which I found very, very curious, is that you mentioned that if you see someone praying, let's say here on like street, and people cannot pass because of him, he is not doing a good thing even though he's like praying. And
yes.
What do you think, how many Muslims actually follow the rules just because of the rules, and what is the percent that actually lives it inside?
Unfortunately, as we can see here, because I'm living in here in the Saudi or Mecca, I'm seeing a lot of visitors that come to Western region here to Saudi. They're Muslim, right? But the issue that they don't think about the others again. They are focusing on practicing praying or any other worship, but at the same time they don't notice that sometimes they are harming themselves, or sometimes they are harming the others. So, for example, that person who is praying in the middle of the way and blocking the way of the way of people, he's not doing a good thing. Actually, he's doing something opposite what Allah ordered us. Allah ordered us to pray, but at the same time not to harm the others.
Molitva vam ne daje za pravo da ugrožavate druge ljude. U islamu sebe treba staviti na prvo mjesto. A to znači da ako ste bolesni u vrijeme Ramazana, kada treba da se posti bez hrane i vode cijeli dan, to ne trebate činiti jer na taj način ugrožavate svoje tijelo. Ukoliko se razbolite tokom Ramazana, treba da prestanete sa postom, a isto važi i za hadž. Ako ste bolesni ili se ne osjećate dobro, ne trebate kretati na hodočašće.
You cannot be a good Muslim if you don't take care of your parents.
Okay.
If you don't take care of your sister and brothers.
Okay. Okay.
You should try your best. I'm not telling you to sacrifice yourself, but do what you are capable to do. So some people who converted to Islam, some of them from the East, some of them from the West, because of this reason. Some of them, unfortunately, this is who was born in Muslim family. They are just following the rules of Islam, especially the physical practices like praying, fasting, pilgrimage. But they don't get the point of being Muslim. They don't understand that they have to believe in the other messengers. They don't understand they have should never harm anyone else. They don't understand the priorities. They might harm themselves to, as we said, praying or putting themselves in danger or something just to worship. This is not Islam. Islam is taking care of you before you're praying. So this is the issue that many people, they don't get the point.
No point. One thing that was really for me amazing last night, when we met, you asked me which is the first sin.
Yeah, exactly.
And the response was, wow. Can you tell it which is the first sin?
When I asked you about the first sin, people think is killing, people think might about stealing, people think about this physical stuff. But actually, the first sin, and it was the biggest and the worst. Because this sin has the basic of all other sins. It starts you to have other bad behaviors after having this sin, which comes from inside, which is the arrogance. Once the person get arrogant, he started a lot of bad behaviors. This is arrogance, as we said, might start the categorization, categorizing people. And this is a lot of other sins, a lot of other problems started because of arrogance.
I completely agree, and really I know that this video maybe will not do too much to spread this information, but it's at least like a small effort that we make to promote the good values and to erase the bad things that are not like true, because as a Christian living in a country very mixed, I really love to learn these things, and I really can take many things from you now because it can make me as a person better. And I really hope that while making this, and if some people actually watch this that are not aware about Islam, they may not judge next time when they see something, and they will not like connect some bad things with so many amazing things Islam actually offers. And I really want to like thank you for finding the time to come in this rush. I know it's chaos, but thank you for enlightening all of us, for sharing the knowledge. Maybe you're not a priest, imam, but you are a very good tour guide, and I definitely recommend his tours in Mecca and here in Jeddah when you guys come to this beautiful country, because he's really full of knowledge and he really made our stay here so much better.
My pleasure. I actually feel happy to meet all of you, and I always feel enjoyed when I share the information that you make your experience here better. You have like unforgettable experience, because a lot of people come here, they see only the buildings, oh this is the historical city, oh this is the mosque, oh, but they don't understand, okay, why this building is here, what is the line on that building, why are people praying, what are they doing?
Because everything has a logic.
Yeah. So when you understand the logic and ask why, you will get the answer, the logical answer. You will always have like better experience. So that's why I was motivated to share with you the information that you are wondering about. I don't want you to come here just to see the sea, the fountain, and okay, then what?
And the second biggest flag.
The second biggest flag, exactly.
We also plan to do one video in Mecca, and he's doing really good tours in Mecca for all the people wanting to go there, for all the people wanting to discover Mecca in a different way. So probably one of these days you'll take me virtually around Mecca, and really there is a link about his tours. You can find him. He really made our stay, guys. And I hope also in the next video you learn more about the holiest place in Islam.
I hope to see all of you. Anyone wants to come to Mecca or to Jeddah, I'm happy here to help you. This is Adan. So I'm happy to help you here to have better experience, unforgettable experience. So welcome to Saudi and welcome to Mecca and Saudi.
Thank you, man, so much.
Welcome. Thank you.